Unlike regular classrooms that are focused mainly on curriculum delivery, TaRL sessions use a combination of activities to facilitate learning of foundational skills for children. These activities are fun and interactive, moving away from the regular chalk and talk methods of teaching and learning. In the previous video, we discussed how to group children during TaRL sessions to facilitate class management. In this video, you will learn how TaRL activities are demonstrated to the whole class and how children subsequently practice these activities in small groups and then at the individual level. During a TaRL session, the facilitator first demonstrates an activity to the whole class. This process allows children to understand instructions and materials associated with the activity. Once the facilitator believes that the majority of the children know the activity, the children should be encouraged to practice the activity in small groups with the help of a group leader. It is important to note that the group leader should be a child from the small group. The facilitator can create these small groups depending on the type of the class. Heterogeneous classes have children with different learning levels. While conducting small group activities, these children are first clubbed together by certain levels and then further divided into small groups. Alternatively, homogeneous classes only consist of children who are at specific learning levels. These children are subsequently divided into small groups during TaRL activities. Ideally, in both heterogeneous and homogeneous classes, each small group should consist of 5 to 6 children. But why do we need to ensure that the children transition to small groups in the first place? The transition from whole class to small groups is important as it helps children to understand concepts better, learn through their peers, and develop skills to work in a team. During small group activities, the facilitator moves from group to group observing, first, if children are doing the activity as demonstrated. Second, if each child has been given an opportunity to participate. Third, if children are working together. And finally, if group leaders are assisting group members. They also help to identify and help children who are struggling with activities and with understanding basic concepts. After participating in small group activities, the children are encouraged to practice the activities individually. Through the process of individual practice, children are able to learn in concrete and sustainable ways quickly. While children practice activities individually, the facilitator identifies and guides children who are struggling with various concepts. Let's now take a look at how these transitions take place in classrooms with the help of an example. The mind map activity is an engaging activity meant to help develop children's vocabulary, sentence building skills, and writing skills. This activity is first demonstrated to the whole class in both heterogeneous and homogeneous classrooms. After giving children an understanding of the mind map activity at the whole class level, the children are divided into small groups and practice the activity with their group members. For instance, children at the word and paragraph levels may sit together and do the mind map activity as it was demonstrated in the whole class. On the other hand, children at beginner and letter levels may sit together to practice a variation of the mind map activity which has been adapted to their needs. Children should also practice the activity individually. So why do we need these classroom processes? TaRL sessions are fast-paced and dynamic. The process of grouping and regrouping children during these sessions helps them to learn at a pace that is not overwhelming. However, we need to make sure that we don't change the groups too frequently. Does this mean we need to do all activities at the whole class level first? Not really. It is important to note that TaRL activities vary by children's learning levels and the needs of a particular group. Some activities may be relevant to the whole class. Let's take a look at the picture reading activity for instance. This activity is a fun language activity meant for the whole class. Children are asked to describe a picture and participate in discussions related to it. The objective of this activity is to strengthen the children's vocabulary, reading and writing skills. However, all activities may not be suitable for a whole class demonstration. For example, an activity specifically designed for children at beginner level may not be relevant to all the children during a whole class demonstration in heterogeneous groups. Therefore, instead of demonstrating this activity to the whole class, the facilitator may ask children at beginner levels to conduct the activity in small groups. The facilitator thus plays an important role in making these transitions successful and in implementing TaRL activities in the classrooms efficiently. Facilitators are also responsible for creating a positive learning environment. Let's now take a look at some best practices for implementing TaRL activities at the classroom level. Seat the children in a semicircle or a U shape while conducting the whole class activities. Focus on strengthening children's concepts of basic reading and math. Try to involve and encourage children to participate while demonstrating an activity. Conduct the activities patiently. Change the group leaders of small groups periodically. Don't force children to participate in activities. Instead, encourage them to do so gently. Don't discourage children who take more time than others to grasp concepts. Instead, support them patiently. Don't mock children or call out those who are unable to complete a task. Instead, create a positive learning environment for all children and encourage them to participate. Finally, if the child makes a mistake, then don't correct the child immediately. Instead, let the child or other children point out these mistakes themselves. If they continue to struggle, you can assist them as needed. To learn more about TaRL activities, please visit the modules under TaRL Classroom Methodology. Now let's recap what we covered in this video. In this video, we explained how TaRL activities can be demonstrated to the whole class and then conducted in small groups and at the individual level. We also explored how facilitators can support these transitions and some best practices to follow during TaRL sessions. In the next video, we will discuss how children progress during TaRL sessions and how facilitators manage that progress.